Hi there, how you doing? And welcome to another episode of What's on Your Mind. I'm Carl. The program is produced by Break Tru TV at gmail.com. And the program is self-explanatory. Yeah. And we're sponsors by the Reggae Jam Jam Jerk Center. And we also sponsored by Break Tru Music Studio. Yeah. And as I say, it's what's on your mind. It's been a strange week. A lot of things have been happening this week, you know. A lot of things happen. And I'm going to have a look at a few things that's been happening across the world. And even in this country. The UK A&E department are overwhelmed by children with winter virus. Doctor warns. But however, they also said a lot of this fever that they're having could be looked after from home. The Royal College has said this. And I don't know why at this particular time of year in the summer that we're having a winter virus. And it's just a shame that it's affecting so many children. And we hope it gets better very, very soon. You know, I do hope so. You know what I mean? And I know the health service, big shout out to them, are doing their very best because they've been overwhelmed for a very, very long time. Moving on. Juror has failed to reach the verdict. And the assault on Dalian Atkinson. Mary Betley Simmet denies assault, saying her actions were justified. However, another PC officer, Benjamin Monk, has been found guilty and has been sentenced for 8.5 years. 8.5 years. You wonder, does black lives still matter? Or does black lives matter? When somebody can be sentenced for 8.5 years. And this PC has done some criminal activities before. However, as you know, you can't say that in court. But, there's, you know what I mean? And I say, we still say big condolence to Dalian Atkinson family. And this happens a long time ago, and it takes so long for it to come to trial. It happens in 2016. Yeah? I don't know. I'm moving on again to the USA. Derek Chauvin has been sentenced to 22.5 years in prison for the murder of Mr. George Floyd. And his family, Mr. Floyd's family, they say they're not happy with that sentence. It's insufficient. You know, it's ridiculous. I mean, what he's sentenced for 22.5 years. He'll probably come out in 10 years. You know, after all the crazy things that man did to Mr. Mr. George Floyd. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I say, we also say big condolence once again to the Floyd family. And as they say, it's not an easy road to travel. It's not an easy road to travel. Also moving on, Rudy Giuliani has lost his license. His license has been suspended by a court in America. And the court says the actions was necessary because it was to protect the public. And he was engaged in a situation to overthrow the result of the 2020 presidential election. And who was he representing? Donald Trump. Now, Rudy Giuliani was a top lawyer in the United States. One of the top lawyers in America. Now he's gone from up there to down there. And it's a very, very worrying time for him, I would imagine. Yes. I don't know if you guys see, I don't know if you guys see at the time. Let me deal with this because I have to get the job. I have to have a laugh because you know me, I can't do things without having a laugh. So I have to have a laugh. Do you remember the time we saw him? I don't know if any of you guys see it. And it's like the dye. The dye was running out of his hair like this all the way down here. I don't know. I think actually, he should pack up now. He's got money. He should just go and sit down and resign and just chill out. That's what I say. Now, some news has also come across to me. And what can I say about this? Jamaica. My days. Now, according to Loop News, St. James police have launched a manhunt for four gunmen who shot and injured 7 people in the parish of St. James. This happens on Sunday at about 2:40 p.m. The men were armed with high-power rifles and handgun. Now, does Jamaica make high-power rifles? Where do they get these high-power arms from? Are they fighting a war in that country? This is just, I don't know how it's going to stop. I really don't know, and I'm not beating it down. It's just what's there, It's just what's there, and I don't like to talk about this, but it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Who are they fighting? It's a small island. Who are they fighting? It's like a war. Sometimes you read in the press about that wonderful place, beautiful place. What's the matter with some of the people? Not all of the people. Some of the people. It's ridiculous. And we hope sometimes things can be sorted out, But it has been like that for such a long, long time. And you don't know what's going to happen next. And as I say, where is all this gun coming from? Mind you, we have gun in the UK, so I'm not just knocking Jamaica for knocking its sake. We have guns in the UK and we have knife crime in the UK and we have the same thing in the US. So I'm not just knocking it for knocking its sake. But for a small place, a tiny place like that, what is going on? What is going on? Moving on. South Africa has tightened the COVID rules as the virus gathers a lot of pace. So the president has decided to bring in tougher restrictions to COVID to protect the people and to see if he can reduce all those infections of the coronavirus. And I wonder where's this coronavirus? I still wonder where it comes from. I've heard the conspiracy theory, and I've heard some of this stuff, you know what I mean? But I wonder where it's coming from. And how can we get rid of it? Is it gonna just stop one day? Mind you, I'm gonna ask you something later on. I'm gonna talk about something later on. I'll probably do that in my rants. I'm gonna talk about something later on, which is sort of, yeah. I'll leave that for a little while. Let me go to this. Let me look at sports. Max Verstappen has won the Syrian Grand Prix. Once again, Max has won. And he beat Lewis Hamilton, came second. Valtteri Bottas came third. Now, Mercedes is gonna have to step up, you know. And I'm a big fan of Lewis Hamilton, so I'll say that anyway. But Mercedes is gonna have to step up. And all of a sudden, it seems like Max Verstappen has got a faster car than Lewis. But the trouble is now, here where the thing is. Nobody is saying he's got a faster car than Lewis. When Lewis' car wins so many times, everybody say, oh, Lewis got the fastest car, Lewis got the fastest car, Lewis got the fastest car. Fastest. Quickest. Now, nobody's saying Max Verstappen got the fastest car. You see, is there a slight bit of bias there? I wonder. So, and it's the Euro. Football. Now, one of my favorite team, the Netherlands, is out of the European Champion football. My days. And they was beaten by the Czech Republic. Now, over the years, the Netherlands has had great football teams. And you could when you see in the early days, even 90s, when you see the Netherlands, you think, my days, you could learn so much from them. You know what I mean? They was like some of the Brazilian players, you know. And then all of a sudden now, you don't know what's happening. But times change, isn't it? You get team that goes down and then they regenerate and then comes up again and then they do fantastic, you know. So we'll see. And shall I say it? I won't say it yet. But England has beaten Germany 2-0 to secure a place in the quarter-final. And what can I say? Do you remember I telling you in the last program to look out for this kid, Raheem Sterling? He scored the first goal. And he is the highest scorer in the England team at the moment, playing for the championship or whatever they're playing for. He is doing very, very well. I know Kane had a goal, but Lewis is there. Raheem Sterling is there. I don't say Lewis. I don't know why I said Lewis then. Still got my mind. And don't forget, this is a live stream. Yeah, it's not edited. It's coming to you straight. So you know what I mean. You possibly will have me getting excited. You know what I mean? Because I do get excited. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know what I mean. And I also wonder now, are they? You know that song, innit? You know that song. Somebody's making a lot of money off that song because I don't think that song was a charity song. I'm not 100% sure. So all of a sudden that song we hear again. It's coming home. It's coming home. I don't want to sing anymore because of copyrights. Well done, England. Good idea. Yes, take it to the next level. see what you do then. And then, but you know, I must say, before I move on, I must say, Italy looks good. I saw one match with Italy. I haven't seen all the rest of their matches, but I saw one match with Italy, and Italy looks really good. So it'd be interesting to see how, you know what I mean, they get on with Italy. And if they beat Italy, my days, they're going to come back to Wembley. Yes, fantastic. Now, moving on. Entertainment, yes. Cardi B has revealed she is pregnant with another baby. And she revealed this at the BET Award performance. Now, and she also revealed her naked bumps on Instagram posts. Now, Cardi B, I suppose she probably appealed to a lot of the younger people, but I don't know why she's dressed like that anyway. Why don't she want to dress like that? Why is she revealing herself like that? You know what I mean? Especially if you're an expecting mother. I'm not gonna say anymore, but she got a lot of money. She's got a lot of money, and we haven't got a lot of money. So you know, that's all I'm gonna say. But you see what I'm saying anyway. You see where this is going, anyway. Why is she revealing herself like that? You know what I mean? You just don't know why people do these things. You just don't know why they do these things. And as I say, I'm moving on. Now Thursday is, can you believe it? Thursday is the 1st of July. And Thursday is Reggae International Day in Jamaica. And one of the organizers has said, Miss Davis, has said she loved the support. It's a global celebration, and the Jamaican brand as well, celebrating the Jamaican brand of music. And I know in certain countries, there'll be on radio station, they will be adjusting the playlist to accommodate some more reggae music. And myself, as a DJ myself, will also be adjusting some of my playlists to celebrate that global occasion. And that's tomorrow. So that's absolutely fantastic. You know what I mean? And so it's good to see that. And as I say, reggae has taken over the world from such humble grounds where it came from. Big respect to the music, big respect. And also big respect to some of the reggae bands over the years. Some of my favorite reggae bands such as Third World, the Wailers. There's a band in the UK which I still love, fantastic, the Legend band, you know, fantastic. Love all these bands, you know what I mean? So if you ever get a chance, those that are going, go and check them out, because nothing beats it's a good reggae band, you know what I mean? Not the band that you see stand up in front of you with some speakers behind them and, you know, and some girls dancing in front of them. And that's it. I love a big reggae band. When I say a big reggae band, I love a big reggae band with say, my ideal reggae band. Let me put my ideal reggae band together. If I had a reggae band, my ideal reggae band, if I was to pick my reggae band, I had Sly, Dunbar, and drums, right? I have Robbie Shakespeare on bass. Now, I have, he's no longer with us, the Brownie Brothers. He's no longer with us, but he's gone. I would have him, one of the Brownie Brothers. I would have him on guitar. I'd have Dean Fraser and horns, because you can't have a reggae band, you know, without horns. I love the horns. Vocalists, there's a lot of vocalists I could have, you know what I mean? So that would be my start. There's so many. I would have to bring in some of the younger generation of vocalists as well. You know, I'd have to have Marcia there, Marcia Griffiths, who's been there all the time. But I'd have to bring young artists as well because you need to do that. I'd have to bring people like Lila Ike, you know what I mean? Not even Coffee, you know what I mean? Or those young artists, you know what I mean? And now people, artists such as what I really like as well, people like Remain Virgo, Christopher Martin, you know, all these artists, you know what I mean? And get a really big band together and all those wonderful artists sort of singing backing vocals as well, you know what I mean? And they sound like a, you know, like an orchestra, like a choir. Massive. So, you know what I mean? And I'd have to probably look Luciano in that band as well, you know what I mean? Because he can somersault. His stage presence is, well, there's so much to choose from, isn't it? There's so much to choose from. So that would be my ultimate reggae band. I haven't finished completed yet because, and I would have to also go for some of those guys that was at you know, like the Scatterlights, fantastic musicians. You know what I mean? But those guys are gone. You know what I mean? I'll have to have some of those guys from the Scatterlight days. You know, so yes. So there you have it. My big reggae band. One of these days, yeah. Now, we've reached my rant. My rant. My days, my rant. My rant. I think I'm going to have a quick rant today. Now, he's resigned. The health secretary has resigned. Now, the health secretary, his name is Matt Hancock. Can you imagine the jokes you can have out of that name? Can you imagine when you were a teenager, whether you're a teenager or whatever, can you imagine the jokes you can have out of that name? Matt Hancock. And he was the health secretary, and he, you know what I mean, you see the photograph, what he's, you know what I mean, what he's been up to. Now, as you know, the common sense thing I find about it, which is strange, is the fact that I don't know if he thinks he you know what I mean, he could have whatever he could have done. But the fact that there was a camera in his office where he was, is it because he didn't care about the camera or whatever? And he you know what I mean? And somebody, a suspect as well, somebody literally possibly betrayed him, you know, because the camera went. Somebody take it out the camera, and there's the picture. I gotta say as well, you know, because like even though he break his own social distance rules, he probably was feeling probably a little bit lonely, and you know. And let me ask you, how many of you stick to the rules? You know what I mean? I'm not sticking up for Max, but how many of you, Matt, how many of you actually stick to the rules? Right? How many of you? I don't know. But some people will say he also cheats. He's a cheater, cheat on his wife. And I gotta say, you know, because I see some people like going around like trying to photograph his wife, you know what I mean? I say, leave the woman alone. She's at, you know what I mean, she's at a strange place at the moment, you know what I mean? So you need to leave the woman alone. And the new Home Health Secretary is Sajid Javid. Now, Sajid Javid actually, he's the new Health Secretary. And Sajid comes from one of the poorest streets in the UK. And he is the new Health Secretary. Mr. Javid has said he is confident that we will lift the restrictions by the 19th of July. Now, that may be so. However, there is the new vagrant that is spreading. And I've actually got some figures on this here. Yeah? I got some figures on this. And June the 27th, deaths revealed 128,364. This figure was revealed by the World Health Organization, or WHO. And as I said, the vagrant, I think it's called a Delta vagrant, and it's rising. However, hospitals are not in the particular pandemic. They are sort of not seeing so much patients. You know what I mean? So I suppose they're actually basing that the statistics on those sort of figure. Yeah. But the pandemic, the COVID, we don't know where it's coming from. And I was talking about the football earlier, and the fact is, like, we see a lot of people at Wembley last night, and I'm not saying a lot of these people shouldn't be at a football match, but all of a sudden you see all these people at a football match. I wonder, have they all been vaccinated, or have they all been tested before they go into the studio? I don't know. So it's one of those things, you know. Moving on. My guest will be here very soon, and as I say, that's the new health secretary, and he was chancellor. So we'll see how he's going to get some money from the current chancellor to put in the health service, when he, as chancellor, was reluctant to put a lot of money in the health service. You see? So we have to see what the new health secretary does. And I say he was brought up on one of the poorest streets in the UK, and that is a very, very good position to get to. You know what I mean? And I sometimes think a lot of our people, or African Caribbean people, need to step up more into politics, so you can represent a lot of our people better. Or we see somebody who looks like us and they deal with the issues that we have, you know, because it's all right other people dealing with our issues, but we need genuine people, because I know even some of us are people who get in there and them still don't deal with our issues, you know, because that's how it goes, isn't it, sometimes, you know what I mean? As long as they get into this and then get into that, fine, I'm fine, okay, bye-bye, you know what I mean? And so we need people, you know what I mean, tough people, respectable people, people who we can trust, that can deal with the African Caribbean issues. Some people would say black people. Yeah. My guest should be on the line very soon, and I'm hoping to talk to him. Yeah. So we hope we'll be having a good little rant of what's on his mind. So I'm waiting for the call to be connected, and we'll see if we can get to talk to him. And sometimes, you know, these sort of technical issues are sometimes a little bit difficult, you know what I mean? And we're gonna try and see if I can sort of get to him, and then we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's taking a little time, but that's how it goes sometimes. I'd say this is a live stream. This is a live stream, and let me just check this out. And let me see. Okay, Let me see if I got hello. Let me see if I got it. Yeah. Just trying to deal with this and my technical support. And we will be talking to our guest very shortly. And I'm sure he's got a wonderful story to tell us, you know. And don't forget, you can like, share, and subscribe. You know what I mean? The program is produced by Break Tru TV at gmail.com. Yeah. And I'm Carl. And we're also sponsored by the Reggae Jam Jam Jerk Center. Also, New Star Radio 98.7 FM, the ACMC. Yeah, so check us out. And I think the summer is here. But do you feel that some people have said to me they've lost time? They've lost a lot of time in the fact that they don't know the time has gone so quickly. And we don't know where it's gone. I mean, in 2020, a lot of people were saying, I can't wait for 2020 to finish, you know. And then we 2020 finish, and we got into 2021. And then a lot of people are saying that we want to get to 2022. Some people have also said they've lost 1 year. They haven't done anything 1 year. Now, I haven't seen it that way. I've always been kept sort of fairly busy, you know what I mean? And you can also find different things to do if you don't, I mean, unless you're sort of ill, you can also find different things to do. Myself personally, I get involved in different things. For example, I'm doing this. I also get involved in a lot of other projects that I'm doing. And I also do what I do, you know what I mean? So that's how that goes sometimes. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. How you doing?
I'm good, man.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. I've got my guest on the line, and I had a little bit of technical issues, but it's a live stream, so you're always going to get that when you do a live stream. So, sir, how you doing? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, man, and thanks for having me on your Break Tru TV.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for something. So, tell me a little bit of who you are, sir. Who you are. Hello? 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 Still having a little bit of technical issues. And it was all going fine, but you know, that's how sometimes the issue goes sometimes. So once again, we're still here live at Break Tru TV at gmail.com. Having a slight little bit of technical issues. But my guest will be talking to me very, very soon. And because he sounds nice and loud, and I don't actually see any issues. But I said the technical issue is still slightly there. You know what I mean? So, and so as I said, because this is a live program, sometimes you have a lot of things like this going on. So you just gotta bear with us and see how it goes. And, we'll be talking to my guests very, very, very soon. And as I was talking before, I was saying, basically, a lot of people has, you know, saying they didn't do a lot of stuff in the lockdown. They had a lot of, you know, they couldn't do a lot, you know what I mean? And even some people said they was bored. No, I don't know how you can be bored, you know. I mean, and I know some people was actually working from home and all that. They said they was actually bored. And that is like, you know, and I always say to people, find something else to sort of do. So you learn to play an instrument, learn to play guitar, learn to play an instrument, learn to play different things that you can deal with, you know what I mean? And,
Hello?
And you learn and you, hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes,
I don't know what happened there. The phone just cut off.
I don't know what's happened myself. I don't know why it did that, you know. Okay, you back again?
I'm back again.
Okay.
I just understand you. Yeah.
I was just asking, tell me who you are. Just I was gonna say, tell me who you are. Then we asked.
Well, yeah, my name's Stephen Morrison.
Yes.
And I'm a musician, you know, known to a lot of people as a musician. My name's Steve. Trombone player Steve.
Okay, Steve, horn player. You're a horns man.
Yes, I'm a horns man, yes.
Yes. So how long you been playing horns?
I picked it up in 1981,
Marvelous, marvelous.
and I never looked back.
Fantastic, fantastic. And I gather you're also a manager of a band.
Yeah. I manage two acts actually. I manage one called Legend, Bob Marley tribute one,
Okay.
and then I've also got the Reggae Magic, which is another act that I manage as well. Those are two acts.
And those are two reggae bands.
Yeah, man, two reggae bands. So I'm right here in Birmingham.
And that's fantastic. And how things going with you? How things are going?
Oh, I cannot complain. Obviously, with the lockdown,
Yeah.
everything stopped. But during the journey
Yeah.
with the band,
Yeah.
2006,
Yeah.
we look back. We've always been like on the road, and until the pandemic came.
Marvelous, marvelous. So, Steve, let me ask you the $100 million question. You're not gonna do that today. Can you still hear me? What's on your mind? Tell me what's
what's on my mind at the moment is that
yeah.
Life itself, trying to make life, and I'm not really worrying about anything. That's what's on my mind. It's just getting on and not worrying about what's taking place at the moment. Because the more you worry, it's just solving things. So
yeah.
on my mind right now is just to be positive.
Yeah.
And just try and just get on with life.
Yes. That's
Find
fantastic.
a solution to certain things. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
we've nobody in the world has ever been through what we're going through right now. So, but we have to learn to know that we're going to put our trust in the Almighty.
Okay.
Because with His blessings, everything is possible.
Yeah. And you say you trust in the Almighty. Well, you're very religious. You go to church and all that.
I go to church. I'm a baptized Christian as well.
You're a Christian. You're a Christian. That's fantastic. Which one of the Christian organizations do you
City Mission Pentecostal Church in Alabama.
Okay, that's fine. And how long have you been doing that?
Well, I've always been in church from a child. I've been like grandmother and stuff like that. But as to getting baptized, we're looking at about just over 2 years now. 3 years.
Okay, that's great. And how do you sort of feel about people such as what's happened to people like George Floyd? I mean, the guy that got murdered in America. How do you feel about things like that?
My thoughts on that is that obviously with media nowadays, this has been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
But obviously, without the cameras and stuff, you don't see. But we knew.
Yeah, we knew it was going on, and
they've been getting away with it for too long now.
Yeah,
and they're still getting away with it now.
It just happens that they just pick up on that one, isn't it?
Yeah, they pick up on that one. You know what I mean? Which has made a change in some way, but we still got a long way to go with these people because the whole establishment is racism, is ruled by racism.
Well, how do you see things as Black Lives Matter? How do you see Black Lives Matter?
Well, as you said, Black Lives does matter, and it's an organized. Whatever we're gonna do with that, we just have to keep. It's a move in the right direction. Put it like.
Yeah.
We're I've never seen so much nation come together for the black race. Like when especially with the marches and stuff like that, the Black Lives Matter and stuff. It was all over the world. If Afghanistan to do it, it's like wow. So it's still a lot of work to be done. Still a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, and I mean we see things now. Even this this police officer in Birmingham. That you probably see me talk about earlier, and he's got 8 years. For like killing Dalian Atkinson, the ex-footballer played for, and that happens in 2016. It's taking so long to sort of come to any sort of justice, if you call it 8 years justice.
We're getting some kind of a justice, but if that was the other way around and we got the justice to this time, it wouldn't be 8 years.
That's right. you got it. You know what I mean? You got it.
It wouldn't be 8 years. You know what I mean? Look at there's so much things that's going on, and even the guy who's still George Floyd. How many years did he get?
He got 22.5 years.
That's nothing compared to what black people have been in jail for so many years. So less, I'm not even nowhere near that.
Yeah, and he's probably gonna come out in 10 years, if that.
Well, yeah, well, there we go.
You know what I mean? He's probably gonna come out in 10 years. You know what I mean? I came across something some time ago that he thinks the trial was unfair.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not funny, but you know me. He thinks the trial was unfair.
Yeah.
So the question I asked, if he thinks the trial was unfair, well, didn't he think when he stand on I say stand, you know, I don't always kneel, but I say stand. When he kneels at George Floyd's head, didn't he think that was unfair?
Well, you know, looking at that guy, you know, when you look at the video, he had no emotion. He wasn't going to get up there until he died.
Yeah, I know.
You know, he was like he was looking a chance. He was like, yo, you know, I don't care. You know, it doesn't matter what you're going to say to me. You could cry for your mother, you can cry for whatever. You know, I'm not getting up there until you're dead.
Yeah, I know.
Crazy.
Crazy. It is crazy. I'll tell you the thing that and I've talked about this before, and you always seem to want to come back to this, you know, because the thing that sort of really gets my goat is the fact that there was another officer there. You know? And there was another officer there, you know what I mean? And even when some people, there wasn't a lot of crowd there when you see that video, you know, there wasn't a big crowd. And there was a couple of people who said, leave the man alone, you know what I mean? Just leave him alone, you know what I mean? And even the other officer, and I wonder about human beings sometimes, because the officer, if that was me, right? Let me tell you something else, Steve. If that was me, right? And even if I'm your friend, right? And I see you doing something that is wrong like that, I would say, okay, Steve, stop it now. Don't do that, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And the officer never even.
No, but
stop it. You know what I mean?
They're all a part of the same. They're all a part of the same circle.
Yeah.
They're all involved.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
They all should have been done.
Yeah, of course they all should have been done. I mean, I would have said, stop it, you can't do that, you know what I mean? And that's still, because that's human, innit? If you see something like that, it's human. So you have to stop it. So you could wonder if there was humans. It's amazing, you know? It's amazing how people can be. You still there?
Yeah, man, I'm here.
Yeah, it's amazing how people can be. And I don't know, and cases, and I wonder what's the way forward. Any ideas?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, the way forward right now is to try and live good with each other. Especially as a black race, we need to really, really come together. You know, we're getting better, and we need to come together and stick together and fight the fight. So we've always been fighting. Yeah. You know, so you know we have to keep together and be positive in whatever we're doing. The worst thing we can do right now is worry about, like, especially with the pandemic going on and stuff like that. That's the worst thing you can do is worry about it.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You have to be positive and keep your immune system up.
Yeah.
You know, just get on with things, move with people, have that good energy. You know, there are the things that you've got to do, and trust in the Almighty. Yeah.
And how can we do that, Steve? Any ideas? How can we do that? Coming together, how can we do that? Because a lot of us are saying we tried, and you know what I mean. How can we do that? And sometimes we get let down. How can we do that? How do we do that?
Well, the problem we've had in the past as well, and even now, is that we have leaders that come across in the communities, and really some of them had an alternative motive.
Yeah, that's right. I totally agree with you.
We've gone through a lot of that. You know what I mean? We've gone through a lot of that. You know, we also live in a country which is ruled by the country's rules and laws.
Yeah.
So, you know, if we go for the same, if four different races go for the same thing, and we've got the same finances, in fact, the black person got it doesn't mean he's going to get it.
Yeah.
Because we are judged by just the skin of our country. You know, the color of our skin, like that. You know, so what we have to do. Sometimes I say that even within my establishment. You know, I'm running the band, I'm recording all over. I always say to my musicians as well, please do not make it harder for ourselves when we go to these reunions.
That's right.
So there's certain things that we know that are supposed to be done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like trying to keep, discipline within, backstage area or whatever. You know, there's no smoking allowed and all that, them things like that. So why would you want to do something in that when we fought so hard to get where we are?
Yeah, yeah.
So sometimes we can be our own let down.
Yes.
So as an establishment or as a business or anything you're doing, if Legend was to get into a certain situation like your fellow, it would be my fault.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm the one who's in charge.
Because you would be responsible, yeah.
I'm responsible for it. So if I see something, I have to nip it in the bud straight away.
That's right. That's right.
And it's the same thing with business. You're running a business, the bridging thing can't work. You respect each other, but don't come in here and disrespect, because that would be a total disrespect. When
on the other one about we are friends and we do something. When you run into something, all that has to go out the window, innit? You know what I mean?
It has to go out the window. And if somebody respect what you're doing, doesn't admire you,
that's
admire
right.
what you're doing, and respect, what you're aiming to do, and actually help you in a positive way, more than trying to come in there with ignorance and all that kind of stuff. So that's one thing we have to do as a black race as well. Is try and live a little bit more loving with each other and trying to not the grudgeful thing and the bad mind thing in our work.
Yeah.
You understand? So we need to do that because we have it hard anyway.
Yeah.
But I think that the black and I think in Africa and places like that, we need to take back control of our own destiny.
Yeah.
Because we've been we choose slavery and divide and rule. That divide and rule is actually was created for a reason.
Yeah.
Divide and rule is created for a reason, and it says divide and rule. So what they do, they divide the black.
Yeah.
The black. No, there's no other nation that's done through it. The black nation has done through.
Yeah.
No disrespect. I don't uphold what other nations have done through, but we are being, and we still going through it now.
Yeah, that's true.
So we have to. But I think it's our time now.
Yeah.
And it's what we still deal with it in the way we've learned over the years and realize what's going on. Deal with it in a positive way and try to move forward.
Well, how can we? I mean, we're all at an age now. Anyway, we're big men. Big men. We're big people. Yes.
Oh yeah.
We're big people. So how can we help the younger people who's coming up, and especially with all this knife crime going on, all the rest of it? How can we help them?
Well, I think helping young people is the example that you set.
Yeah.
Now, there are good role models and there are bad role models.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And the more we can do positively and in a way where you can influence, because I talk to you sometimes.
Yeah.
And, they see what I do.
Yeah.
We haven't got the youth clubs no more. We haven't got the establishments, which I would really love to be able to have.
Yeah.
Where we can have a youth club where music can take place. But sometimes music is a very powerful instrument.
That's right.
It's a very powerful thing that can deter certain things that that used to, because there's nothing for them to do.
Okay.
So I think things like that should, because I used to be a youth leader in the early days and to work in youth.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, so I worked with youth for up to 8 years. And then I got involved with music, and then I started to talk. So I know what the youth clubs can contribute to, and especially if we have our own, where the youth can come in and know that the parents can know they're in a safe environment. You got like the drums, you got the keyboards, you got and you just give them, because it's something that they can do. A lot of them have got it. Yeah. And then you can also have other things in there as well. So I think that would help.
Is there a lot of youth clubs now? I mean, I don't know. Is there?
No.
Is there?
Them things got taken away, and they've done it for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, is there a lot of youth clubs and all the rest of it? You know, I mean.
No.
What about music, Steve? Do you think music influenced the young people in committing crime? Say even like some of the music here in like say the Jamaican violence and dancehall music. Do you think it will influence music? Do you
Definitely.
think it plays a part in
It does play a part because at the end of the day, if you listen to some rap music,
yeah,
and you know it's all about gangster this and that, it's the same kind of thing with some of the dance songs.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And you know, once you them are listening to that and they're on the road, that, you know, it kind of if you notice when you listen, you see, when you listen to certain tunes, you know, when you're driving, you drive a certain way.
Yeah.
You drive a certain way because you're boosting a certain way. So if you listen to Marley, you're driving in a humble way, and you know, you listen to Marley. If you listen to some rap or some dancer, we are talking about gunshot and all that. You start moving away there too.
That's
So
right.
it does play a big part and an influence in some of the things that take place in the community.
So what can we do about it to stop this? How can we stop this?
It's a very good question,
Yeah.
and I think the environment that we live in, and as I said, we live in a country where you know you can't even discipline your kids.
Yeah, because I can see where because if you come down too hard, what we call hard on your kids, the authorities, the establishment, you know what I mean, will sort of.
So straight away, the discipline is gone. So when the discipline is gone, what happens?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying to beat your people them and beat them up and all.
No. We're not saying that.
You've got to lay down certain rules. Our parents will lay down certain rules.
That's right.
I have no problem with my mother brought me up.
Yeah. I've often heard when we was talking about the music, I've often heard people says music. I think as well as before I move on to that point, I've often heard people say music doesn't influence, and the primary example, you know, I always give is something good. You know, when James Brown back in the 60s was singing about America and black and I'm proud and the civil rights. Yeah. Well, if we take an example from that was actually influence those generations, you know what I mean? So when people says music doesn't, I mean, and that was a good influence, you see what I'm saying? But when people saying music doesn't influence other people to doing things, you know what I mean? I think they're talking ridiculously.
Right, all right. I would say then, right?
Mm-hmm.
If somebody says music doesn't influence, I could understand to a certain extent, but the lyrical content within that music.
Thank you. You've got it. Yeah. My correction.
The lyrical content, the music, if you play the music with no lyrical content, there's
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Whether it's dancehall or whatever.
Yeah.
But the lyrical content
yes, Steve.
in the music makes
that is the message that we say, the message.
The message within the music.
Yeah. That's great.
That's it.
Great.
So I understand where they're coming from when they say the music. If they're talking at that level, then I can agree with you.
But I don't think that
music is stuff, because you can understand music, you know.
Yeah.
You can have a music and one person talking positive on the same and the next person talk negative on the same.
Yeah. That's true.
Somebody talking about, you know, upliftment and the same that someone talk about, well, you know, gun gangster this and when I get that shooting and that and you know, so and it's the same music.
That's right. Yeah. I'll tell you that point. When I actually say music, I meant the lyrical context, you know, because like
yes, man.
You know what I mean? That's what I mean. So when I don't mean the music, I don't mean the beat and all the rest of it. So when I say music, I actually meant but I describe the whole thing as that, and you've actually teach me something there to sort of withdraw the music. Even though I'm a musician, you've actually teach me there to sort of, you know what I mean, to withdraw the lyrical context, you know, because I see I see where we're going there, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's fantastic. Anything else you want to tell me? Anything else you want to, you know?
Yeah, well, basically, you know, I would encourage people out there to, you know, with what's going on, I would encourage people to have a positive meditation.
Yeah.
Have a positive thought.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you get caught up when you start worrying. No, I'm in the music business. I have always been in the music business. I've been touring since 1984, and I've always done music right up till the pandemic. Mm-hmm. And I was still I'm still doing music now, but I find myself saying, all right, this is not there at the moment. Let's find another angle. So I went out and got myself a little job, which I was like, whoa. I found something that I could grab onto and, make something of it. So that's just being positive and finding an angle until the music starts to move the way we want to move. So I would encourage people to start moving around. Another thing as well, move around positive images.
Yeah.
Positive influences.
Okay.
Positive environment.
Okay.
All of these things help you as a person to move a certain way. So that person, that environment, is going to be encouraging you. You're going to pick up an energy that is like helping you to like strengthen your vibes or your movement to move forward in a positive way. So the energy you surround yourself with, it's like, as an example, Carl, I got some friends, I got a friend from a long time. I was sitting inside the booking and and blah, blah, blah. And one said, well, I'm going to that come. He's going to be beat up all the man the same way. That doesn't matter because you are a human being and all of struggle. I said, well, I'm going to Mr. Boy, nothing I'm going to me.
Okay.
And I looked at him and I said, well, do you know why nothing is going to you? And he's like, well, I said, because let me tell you, from the day we know you, right?
Yeah.
From the day I know you, you have been on this canal.
Him not do nothing.
So you haven't given yourself a chance.
Yes.
To say, well, all right, move out of the environment because
the
energy here is not an energy that's going to encourage you to go get a job or help you to get a job.
Yeah.
Everybody's in the same circle.
Yeah.
All of them, they're on the corner, and I'm not a problem with people on the corner, but if you want to move forward, and some of these guys are very talented. Very talented. They're very, very talented. Because some of them are afraid. I look for them, you're right,
Yeah.
You say, you're right. You say, come and do your bridge. You say, change your environment. Change your environment, and I'm sure you will see
something positive.
In your life.
You're right. I seen people like that even now. Even when I went to college or even university, I see people like that.
Yes.
And from them days, they're
still there.
They're still there. They haven't moved on. And they're way up in Asia. They're doing the same thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I always encourage people. I'm the type of person. I'm a break in, I'm just certainly look at you. I'll talk to you.
Yeah.
With an energy.
Yeah. Steve.
And if it makes a difference, it makes a difference. But at least when you see me, you're gonna see that energy.
Yeah.
You're gonna remember that word. You're gonna remember that encouragement. So that's what we have to do.
Okay.
As people, you can't put people down.
Yeah. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks. We don't have the circumstances, but the word of encouragement.
Yeah.
Steve. Encouragement is a serious thing.
Massive. Thank you, Steve.
When you force somebody to do something, that's not encouragement.
Yeah. Thanks, Steve. My time is up.
All right.
My time is up. Let me say thank you
very much for having me on your program.
For giving me and we link up. I'm sure we're gonna link up soon sometime. You know what I mean? And when we do a live stream, which we're hoping to do in the future, we'll actually bring you in the studio and we.
I would love to come to the studio and do that. I remember you doing the live stream.
Yeah, but as I said,
at the end of the day, we have to do things and get through whatever way we can.
Yeah, and that was actually on a different program. That program was called The Car with the Sea Show. You know what I mean? So this one is this one is different to compare. Let me say thank you and big shout out to the Legends Band. You know what I mean?
We got the Legends Band, we got the Reggae Magic Band, and we got all the musicians out there.
Thank you.
From the Reggae Band, from Legend, and all the musicians that in the community in Birmingham. Big up everybody, all the musicians. Yeah?
Okay, then thank you. Bless
up, man.
Okay, cheers. Bless, bye-bye. Thank you. Let me say thank you for tuning in. Steve, bless, thank you. And Digger Flex, let me say, and Elaine Sima and the Legend Live Band, let me say thank you. And respect to all you guys who tune in. And as I say, the program, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can share the program right now. And let me say thanks to our sponsors, the ACMC. Yeah, our sponsors. Also, our sponsors, the New Style Radio 98.7 FM and the Reggae Jam Jam Jerk Center. Also, Break Tru Studios. Let me say big thanks to Break Tru Studios and Break Tru TV. And as I say, the Reggae Jam Jam Jerk Center. A taste of the Caribbean. Thank you. And all our sponsors, let me say thank you. And don't forget to try the Reggae Jam Jam Jerk Chicken. My time is up. Thank you very much. God bless. We'll be back here next week. Thanks.